we want to touch on that. How do I feel about it? I don't give a fuck. Tucker.
Weren't you a fan of Tucker?
Sure, he had some good thoughts, but like, I'm not like, I don't watch the news.
Okay, but you know what I was thinking? Like, now that like Fox is like, okay, he's fucking gone. What's he gonna do? You know what he should do? He should challenge Jon Stewart to a boxing match. Do some Jake Paul shit. Call him out on YouTube, like just like totally change his image, and just start talking some shit. Tell me you wouldn't want to see that.
I'd watch that. I'd pay for that.
That'd be some shit.
That's like a $100 pay-per-view right there.
Yeah. Who would you put your money on?
I'd go Tucker.
Oh, what?
He probably doesn't have the reach, but I think he's scrappy as shit.
You would?
And Jon Stewart, I don't know. Jon Stewart, like
yeah.
He's a little old. Yeah.
I don't know. I think Jon Stewart.
Why?
Because I think he has like the anger.
I think you're so wrong. I think Tucker all day long.
I think he could. The power.
Are you talking boxing or MMA?
No, dude, MMA.
Yeah, definitely Tucker.
Yeah. What?
Definitely Tucker.
Oh.
If it's boxing, I think Jon Stewart would have the upper hand because he's taller and more reach. But like,
yeah.
No, man, you let Tucker get on the inside. Then take his ass down, get him in an arm bar and shit. Yeah.
I actually imagine it would be something that would turn into like a WWF. So then like they would be going at it, and then it would be like, who's this coming down the alley? Stephen Colbert! No one expected it!
So
from the top ropes.
So what you've heard about this deal, right? The merger between WWE and UFC. They merged.
Okay.
So you got like, I can't remember the guy's name that started or owns UFC, but like Dana White now is involved. He's still president of UFC.
Yeah.
But like the owner now, dude, we were in Hawaii. We saw that boat, the two boats. You had the toy hauler boat, and then the yacht.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the dude.
Yes.
That guy.
Yeah.
That's the guy that owns UFC, and they just merged with the McMahon family to create this like, whatever, $22 billion business.
Okay, wait. You forgot that guy that owns UFC with the yacht. Art. Hey, I'm throwing one out at you. Can you look up who owns the UFC?
Have we started?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Wait, hold on. Okay, you're going to look up the owner of UFC.
Yeah, look that up, please.
And we got to do introductions.
Yeah.
Welcome back to another podcast of Go With Your Palate with me, Joe Wagner, and Chris Fat Mario Rubio.
Yo, what's up?
I don't know what we're talking about today, but it's anything apparently because we were just...
Apparently? It's whatever the fuck. This is like our whatever
This is the whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I thought this was just like chit-chat. You and I just going back and forth.
Yeah, are we changing that to like whatever apparently?
Randomness?
Are we trying to okay.
Yeah, so okay.
Tell the story while we get it.
Well, there's no story, but like... I just don't know what they're gonna do with the UFC and WWE together. Like how do they work together? Do they start mixing and matching like the fighters? Like are they gonna put like a Randy Savage dude in the UFC to like spark the UFC, and are they gonna take a real fighter and throw him into WWE?
Well, that's already been happening. So that's what I'm saying. Like I think like now they're gonna get the options to like go in there, like Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And he came in, dude, he held a belt for a while.
Yeah.
But he came in, when his first match I think he lost to Frank Mir, but then he actually became a champion, so.
Let's see, what Ari Emanuel. That's the dude. And
thank you, Art.
He's like a bigger player and other things, but like I think made the major investment in UFC to keep it going.
Yeah.
And then it turned into something with Dana White being like the lead of it and like really like publicizing it. They did a great job with that. So
hell yeah.
But dude, remember that boat though? Like I could not believe it.
That's the story I was telling you. That's the story I really wanted to get to.
Okay, so we're sitting.
Yeah.
We got a rental house. We're on the Big Island, right? West side of the Big Island, and we're like slightly up on the hill overlooking the ocean. Just like beautiful spot. And like one day, these two yachts just like roll in and like drop anchor right in front of the house. I mean, it was still a distance away, but like right in front of the house. And I'm looking at one of these things and I'm like, what the fuck kind of yacht is that? I've never seen anything like this. So, hey, Art, look up Ari Emanuel's toy hauler yacht. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so you can find it online. So, like, I'm looking up, like, these.
It looked like but it looked like a cruise ship.
Yeah,
almost
but
like was coming
but it
up,
looked
right?
like it came out of, like, 2050. Like, it was.
Yeah.
It was so, like super high tech looking. And so you can go online, you can find all this shit. It is a toy hauler. He's got like boats and a submarine and fucking UTVs and motorcycles and luxury cars, all this shit. And this boat just follows his ass around so that wherever he goes on his actual mega yacht, that he can just, like, that's it, the Hodor.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Oh!
Got the chopper.
It's called the Hodor?
Yeah, it's called the Hodor.
Is that named after Game of Thrones?
Yeah,
Hodor?
yeah.
Oh my god!
The thing that carries everything, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
Dude.
So this thing is like, you made it in life. You're like, yeah, I got my yacht, but like that's just for like me to hang out on with my friends and family. Like, I need another yacht just to carry my shit around with me behind me.
No, but like I remember when it came up, it was just like, it reminded me of something like back in the day of like some like crazy G.I. Joe like boat or something, like where like it like lands, it docks off, and then all this stuff started like coming off of it.
Yeah,
like helicopters started flying off of it. There was like jet skis jumping out, like boats. Like, remember, it was just like all of a sudden it brought like a whole.
Maybe this dude was watching G.I. Joe and he's like, I got enough money to make that real. Yeah, there
oh my
you go.
god, look at some of those boats
Jeez.
too. I mean, these are just like these crazy ass speed boats that look like
fishing boat, a speed boat, a wake boat. All the toys, the chopper. Yeah, you gotta have the helicopter.
Yeah, you gotta have the helicopter.
I mean, how do you get from your yacht to the toy hauler? You can't like step over a railing. I mean, you gotta get on the helicopter.
What do you think though when you're rolling around with that? Like, obviously you have like your friends or family, whoever you invited, but I wonder like how much of just crew you need.
I don't even want to think about it. It's gotta be. I mean. You got to be like just willing to burn through cash like quick.
Yeah. Oh, dude. No, that was cool. That was something. And I remember like you were there. We had the
fucking
binoculars.
we had a telescope. We had a telescope. We're watching this thing drop anchor. We're like, what the fuck is this? I'd never seen anything. Anyways, I thought it was cool.
I felt like
so life goals.
Yeah.
Life goals, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna need a Hodor in my life.
Hodor.
I need a Hodor.
A Hodor?
A Hodor.
Okay, well.
Yeah, whoa. Wow. Don't let my wife listen to this one. All right.
What are we talking?
I don't even know. Where are we going next?
Okay, how about this? It's springtime, bro.
It is springtime.
And what do you think?
And that's why we have all this rosé sitting in front of us. I mean, it's like, what's funny about rosé is like it used to be kind of like the springtime, summertime thing to drink. Now it's like year round. Everybody's just chugging rosé,
which is good.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, because you've been in the rosé business for
since like 03.
03.
Well, 04 was the first release, but like it was way before rosé was cool. Like back then, you had a couple things coming out of Provence that were like mostly on the East Coast, and then you had like white Zinfandel coming out of California, and like that was it. And so I started making like actual rosé. My dad always gave me shit. He's like, "Why would you waste your time making pink wine? Like nobody cares about pink wine." It's like, it's actually like really refreshing. You know, it's like you're not supposed to think about it. It's supposed to be like lightly colored, lightly flavored, slightly acidic water with alcohol. So that's
the breakdown?
I think that's the actual definition of rosé. So it's not a thinking man's wine. It's just like, chill. You just sit on a porch, whatever. So we started making rosé, and it was vineyard designated rosé, which was even more absurd. Like people are like, why would you do that? I'm like, well, I want people to know like this isn't like the dregs. This isn't like a bled lot. This is actually like purpose built rosé.
Yeah.
So we started way back then, and it was under Bell Gloss, and we used to do pink wax, like just regular. Like our new wax is very different, but we did pink wax, and this is before social media. We had like blogs. You remember like blogs were all the craze?
What?
I don't know. Blogs?
No, I do. Yeah, blogs.
Stupid times.
A blogger, like that was like a big thing. Like,
You're pretty much like writing articles freelance of and trying to get attention. Yeah. So there were like bloggers out there that would like take pictures of our bottles and like stacks of our cases in like in a grocery store, and it looked like a whole bunch of sex toys, and that's what all the bloggers were giving a shit about because it's all this like pink wax and it looked like a pink dildo.
Well, yeah.
So and dude, sex fucking sells. I don't care what you say. People loved the look.
This was actually before the pull tab too.
This is before the pull tab.
So
now we got
now
we got the tickler.
Yeah. You got the tickler. Okay. Well, I can't.
Dude, I don't know.
Dude, you don't make it like. No wonder people with the comments like that. They're like, "Yeah, this is what this is for."
And
and you can drink it.
I mean, I hate to tell you this, but I did have some people send me some pictures.
Can we bring those pictures up?
I don't even know if I have them.
Can we?
I think I
see like Art go to it like he's like
no, dude. I think I deleted all those because it was like I mean,
people used to say, okay.
People were actually using our bottles as sex toys.
Okay, how did you feel like about that? Because was that you just came out, Rosé, right? 2004.
No, I'm straight.
You came out.
Oh.
No, I'm talking about
the Rosé. Okay,
you are now. Yeah. But in 2004,
I had questions. I had questions about myself.
So you came out, but you had the pink wax.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, we're gonna bring Rosé. Like this is like we're gonna represent here, like California, right?
Yeah.
USA, Rosé, all American.
Pink wax, make it look like a sex toy. Yeah.
And make it look like a sex toy. And you're like, yeah, what do you think? And then you're just getting pictures of people like, what, like trying to just like bang your bottles?
No, I got like pictures and videos of like
and videos
of the bottle in the vagine. You know.
Oh, the what?
The vagine.
The vagine.
Yeah, the vagine.
Yeah.
I think that's how Borat says it. So I'm going with him as my English expert. But no, it was wild. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So we went away from the wax for a long time because it was just a little messy, and we went to this screw cap, and the screw cap worked really well because like you just chill the shit down and you just crack it open, no issues, right? And
no issues. People trying to have sex.
You can't fuck a screw cap, okay? That's just.
I'm sorry, I'm crying.
But then we decided to go back to the wax, and now we got rose gold wax to make it look like it's Bell Gloss, and it's all
You went back.
Monochromatic packaging. It looks pretty sick. But we got the pull tab, so that gives us some safety. So like we know people aren't. That was the main reason. We're like, yeah, we can go back to this now.
Okay.
Because only the craziest people are going to use this for the wrong thing.
Okay. But you went back for the reason that you thought now with the...
I went back because I liked the look, but didn't feel confident about doing it for a couple of years.
Yeah, I get it. I understand.
Hey, dude, we'll see. We just launched this. So, like, I mean, if I get videos, I'll actually, like, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, this is awesome. I mean, we're going to talk about it, but, like, so we have, like, the new packaging...
Yeah, so that was last year's pack. We could probably bring up
a picture of
this year's pack.
Old packaging, what it was when you first came out, and it was a sex toy.
Yes, and the other thing is we reformulated this wax like over the years, and so this is like, have you tried this yet? Like, try that. Pull that tab.
Do you want me to open it?
Yeah, just go ahead.
Oh,
dude, that's like that's our most recent formulation. This shit is so easy to pull off. and it's super clean too. So
hell yeah, that was really smooth.
It's always innovation, dude. You gotta always like look at your shit and be like, all right, what can we do better? And first it was the pull tab, and then we created the patent for it, and now we're using it on all of our wax bottles. And then it was like, all right, how do we make the wax even easier to pull off, easier to apply, all that stuff? And this is the new formulation. It's fucking awesome.
I think that it's great though too, because it shows that you're always listening to.
I listen to the haters, especially.
And to the haters, because they answer back. Because it's always complaints like, that wax is so hard to get. So then you get an easier wax. Or before the pull tab, right? It was when there was not even a tab at all.
Yeah.
And people were like...
And you had to go straight through the top. Yeah.
Which we knew. Like, you could just drill through the top. I mean, it was easy.
I know,
not
but
drill through
it's
it.
all...
You could just use a corkscrew to go through it.
It's all education. You got to, like, educate people on that stuff.
But then sometimes people were, like, seeing the wax, and they were like, I don't know, I got to get a machete.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they'd send you pictures of like a missing finger, and they'd be like,
I got some good hate mail.
Do I get a free case?
Yeah. Dude, oh man, I got...
How many free cases
There were
did you
a
get
lot of
for
people...
fingers?
I actually didn't ever give up free cases. But no, so
You were like screaming.
so this is kind of fucked up, right?
Wait.
So think of it this way. So like the wax does have like, it's got an aesthetic to it. It's part of the brand image. Like people
Yeah.
see it from across the room. Like if it's on a table in a restaurant, like you notice it's Bell Gloss.
Yeah.
So I love that part of it, and that wasn't what I was intending when we did it. We just wanted to differentiate between like our entry-level priced Pinot and our vineyard designates. But I started getting like emails and like mostly hate mail about the wax, and so it was like, all right, we got to fix it. We got to figure out how to like make this easier. So we began that process, and like, dude, this has been like 20 years that we've been like trying to refine it over and over again. It's gotten better and better and better every year, or every couple of years, I should say. But no, so the thing with these emails was like I had a really demented view of the benefits. So if somebody like cut their finger open or hurt themselves in some way trying to get the wax off, my view was that they now have a very personal relationship with the brand, and they're never going to forget Bell Gloss. It's kind of fucked up, right? But they didn't. They still see that fucking bottle. They're like, I cut my goddamn finger on it, but you know what? I'm going to buy another bottle. I mean, you got a fan for life.
That's a great way to look at it. I like your perspective.
The glass is half full. The glass is half full.
That's a good lesson, though. Like that we can think about it. Yeah, that it sticks with you.
So yeah, I look back on that as kind of a fucked up view, but I think it was right. I think the people they remember it. They don't forget that stuff.
Yeah, especially if it was at
Like
a
when
dinner
you walk
party
up
in
to
front of everybody.
like you walk up to somebody in your first introduction, and like you do the whole like look them in the eye, shake their hand, introduce yourself. Just change that a little bit. You walk up to somebody, slap them in the face, and be like, "I'm Chris Rubio. Nice to meet you." They're never gonna forget you.
Yeah, but I mean,
am I wrong? They might not.
I don't think we.
They might not.
Are you suggesting that?
They
as like
might not
new
think
opening?
highly of you. But
Yeah, but that could like turn into a thing. I mean, like then you know that could turn into a brawl.
They could
that
hear
turn
your
into
name
a-
in like 5 years without seeing you for 5 years, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, Chris Rubio, yeah, I remember that guy. He slapped me."
Yeah, I think this is great. Okay, so this is for entrepreneurship, like advice, like for business.
If I were to put this
You're
into an
recommending- so
advice format, I'd
Just so
say
you
yeah.
know, like Joe, like so what you do is you'll walk into a meeting, say some distributors. Like I saw you in a meeting yesterday. You walk in, you just go around to everyone. You just slap them in the face.
Usually the back of the head.
And you're like,
But yeah,
hi,
Yeah.
I'm Joe Wagner. Hi, I'm Joe Wagner. Hi, I'm Joe Wagner.
you got to drop a bomb. You got to be impactful.
Do you ever just,
I
like-
mean, I don't get physical because that
Okay,
will. Like,
but
yeah,
do you ever just throw
but-
it off though too and be like, "Hi, I'm Joe Wagner," and like a nice little sweet kiss? They'll never forget that. A nice little smooch on the nose. Huh?
So okay, so
a
we
wet one though, kind of like cup their nose with your lip.
yeah.
Hum a little bit.
I've-
And then be like, "So, what are we talking about today, huh? You want to see my new rosé package?"
But people like you could talk about all the basic shit. You got to be a little more like it's got to be a memorable moment, right? So like, yeah.
Yeah, but I also think that like there's gonna be memorable moments for people in 2004 when they're like, that first time.
Are we still talking about wine, gentlemen?
If only they made a ribbed version, studded. I don't know.
First time,
Yeah.
my first time with Bell Glass, it was gentle, it was smooth. So, anyways, yeah, sorry, Art. Yeah, back to what Rosé.
Yeah.
We were talking.
Yeah.
If you're still on,
Chris, you got a little drool on your lip.
the
You
wine
gotta clean that
enthusiast,
up. There you go.
Yeah, you got a little drool. Are you drooling?
the wine
As soon as
enthusiast-
you touched this wax, you started drooling.
What?
You all right? You doing all right?
It brought me back. Wait, what? Okay. Anyways, so let's talk about like the difference between. So you have an Oregon Rosé too.
Yeah.
Elouan. And so with Bell Gloss, there's different ways also to for the creation of rosé, right? Like you can do it in different ways.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do like what we call saignée, which is
Yes.
like the bleed method, and that's where you take like grapes that are intended to be red wine, and then you crush them, and then you take like juice off of the bottom, so you're concentrating the fermentation with the red skins, so you get a bigger, deeper, richer style of red wine. And then the byproduct is all that leftover juice that has a little pink hue to it. And so they'll ferment that and make it into rosé. Problem is, it's like usually flabby. It's lower acid than it should be. And you gotta, if you're like making a real rosé, it's got to be like picked to be rosé. So like lower sugar, meaning lower alcohol, higher acid, lower pH, all that stuff. It all like plays a role in the style of wine. So we started making like what I call purpose-built rosé, where you bring the clusters in, you treat it like you're making a Sauvignon Blanc, and you press it, and then whatever vessel you want to go into, if you're going in barrels or tank, and then you ferment it like you would a Sauvignon Blanc, and then it's like ready by springtime. So you're looking at 3-4 months of time from the time you pick to the time you bottle it. Like quick turnaround, supposed to be simple and just something to enjoy. But that said, there are differences in rosé on a more on a smaller scale too. So you have the Saunier versus the more traditional purpose-built way of making it. But then you got the regionality of it. So we've got Sonoma for our Oeil de Perdrix for Belglas. It's going to be a little bit richer than Elawan. It's going to have a little more mouthfeel. And then Elawan being an organ, much cooler. You're going to have a little more minerality and briskness to the acidity. So, they're both great wines. I would crush both of these and not even think twice that there was, a major difference. I mean, there's some shitty rosés. There's a shitty wine out there. But there's a lot of really good rosé options now. And they're just, they're meant to be clean and user-friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's now for all season. I mean, we were just talking about that. It used to be a very springtime.
You think,
That's why we're talking about.
Would you ever imagine 5 years ago that a rosé could be on a table at a holiday dinner?
I mean, we grew up around here, so I mean, I think I always had faith that. I mean, we kind of drank it all the time, but as far as market wise, I think it's taken a while for everyone to kind of realize that. It's
out there all year round now.
Yeah,
I think it's good. I like rosé. I mean,
now people are saying that
it's quaffable.
Rosé is kind of just like orange wine.
Right? No, fucking Jesus Christ!
It's the same.
Okay, see, that was impactful. You just dropped a bomb, and I'm sitting here I literally had to ask myself, "Are you an idiot?" And then I realized you're just fucking around.
I like to get you pumped up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was good. So yeah, Chris, rosé is orange wine. You put oranges in the wine. Do you want to talk about the orange wine thing right now?
No,
I know we've talked about it before.
We had a segment on it, but I realized it was something that got you pumped up about it.
Well, let's talk about shitty Soms then, because shitty Soms are the ones that are keeping fucking orange wine afloat. It's garbage. Nobody likes it. I just had an absolutely undrinkable wine. It was an orange wine. It was a Sauvignon Blanc fermented on the skins, and the shit wasn't cheap. It was $40, which
really
fermented on the skins, and it was. I poured Rachel a glass, poured myself a glass. We both smelled it, tasted it, had to spit it out. Could not even swallow the stuff.
So you're saying that you'd rather have rosé?
I'd rather have real wine, not some fabrication of some ideology that doesn't matter in the wine world and nobody gives a shit about.
Well, this is
no. I mean, but seriously, what's that that dude online that loves to hate us?
Okay, we are gonna take a segue. Are we done? I guess.
Are we done with rosé? There's not much to talk about rosé. I mean, we got new packaging.
Yeah,
it's good.
I think Joe's. I think he's fired up. Actually, I want to get to this. We're gonna spotlight wine text. So
is that the guy's wine text?
Yeah,
TEX.
Wine text on
text
TikTok.
TEXTS.
Yeah.
Okay.
WINETEXT. Trying to tell you to buy wine.
All right. Let's do it. I know you showed me one of these before, and I could tell right off the bat that this is a guy that doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground.
Yes.
But he's just parading around and talking to people about things that he wants them to do rather than trying to assist them in enjoying wines that they might like, which is a classic egocentric mentality of a traditional sommelier.
Yes.
You're holier than thou. You know more than everybody. You got to listen to them to get fucking ripped off and have a horrible experience with wine. So they have this idea that their palates are so superior, and they need to bring it down. They got to come down and be the majority of the world wants something that tastes good.
Yes.
They don't want something if your palate is numb because you've had so much good wine that's kind of in a style that is expected of those wines.
Yeah.
Of course you're going to be I need to find something new. And so you're going to look for the most obscure, weird shit out there. And then you're going to utilize that to make people think that you actually know a lot more than everybody about wine.
Because you can bring up something that like they haven't heard of, but like yet you're kind of to the know. And then these wines that have been around for a long time, they come from families that have been in the wine business.
And there's a reason they're successful.
And there's a reason why they're successful.
Because
and know what
they
they're
taste
doing.
good.
Yeah.
And they know what they're doing. It's like I could go make a chillable Grenache with like a little bit of spritz to it. And like that's going to satisfy like a fraction of a percent of people out there that are looking for that. Like that's just not a mainstream thing. If I was really passionate about it and I loved it, like I don't really like those wines, but if I really thought it was good and I was like, oh man, yeah, we gotta get out and talk about this, then it's different. But the wines just don't taste that good. Like we're talking like thousands of years of experience with like how to make wines and what varietals work and that sort of shit, right? Why change it? Like why try to come up with something new that doesn't taste good?
Yeah, and then why hate on it just because it's well known for making vintage after vintage good wines?
Yeah. Overall though, it's just like I don't know. Somm's just there are some really good ones out there. Like I don't want to put them all in one basket.
We said that like and I mean, well, we have segments where you're actually you're kind of an initiate into a Somm club.
I did get initiated into a Somm, dude. I did.
You have like street cred with.
That was the weirdest fucking party
I ever out of a unicorn's butthole. But that wasn't. You should go check out some of our other episodes. That last episode on that.
Yeah, it was good.
It's a great story. Okay, so we got like this video here, and this is from the Wine Text TikTok guy.
Do we know this guy's name?
Want to impress a girl and you're bringing red wine. Here's what you should bring. Bring this.
Oh my God, what did I just watch? Wine Talk is broken. My name is Joao. I'm here from Wine Text, and I'm here to give you some solid deals and some real recommendations. Here you go. So instead of this, that was made by Oren Swift, a.k.a. Dave Feeney, before it was sold to a big company and now mass produced. Bring this, Panza, made by Coyote, right in the middle of Stag's Leap Wine Cellars and Schaefer, two wineries that are spectacular. This is from the Stag's Leap District, Napa Valley. Fantastic wine right here. Bring this instead. Oh, big price. Big jammy fruit. Yikes. Instead of this, bring this. Hateful Work from St. Helena and Llewellyn Ranch.
What's funny is
think blueberries, milk
Llewellyn
chocolate. This
Ranch
is outstanding.
Is one of the sources
Yikes,
for
baby Camus. Instead of this, bring this. Remy Claret, way
Camus. Fuck you, Wine Text.
He called you Baby Camus.
Baby Camus.
Yeah, for cool. And I think that was like the.
You know what? I would like to invite a guy like that out. Like, dude, come out during harvest and see what we do, and actually work instead of sitting there and just being a little bitch behind the screen.
That's what blows my mind. Is I think to go in there and to go in a store and you're gonna tell people what to drink because you have some kind of wine set education and everything, and what you're putting down are families that have been in this business.
Yeah.
We're talking generational, like that have been getting their hands dirty and working year after year with all these teams and all these wines, and you're kind of putting that down because they're known to be making good wines.
Because they're too successful, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that I don't want to say too successful, but like if you have broad enough distribution and you can find Camus at like every corner of the country in a way. You're not going to find it in like, crappy stores, corner liquor stores in the city, stuff like that. You're going to find it in, grocery stores, all the fine dining establishments, all that stuff. So great distribution. It's available out there and it's a go-to. People rely on it. It's like, I'm safe here. I know that I'm getting a steak and I'm getting that bottle of Camus. And I think people love to hate it because it is, it's like, kind of like the Kleenex of Napa Cabernet. I hate to say it. But
with
it's
a name recognition.
It's a quality product. It's available, and it's consistent.
Yeah.
Like, I think those things people love that.
Yeah.
We kind of have something similar with Belle Glace on that. Like, people want to hate us because you can find Belle Glace in all these restaurants throughout the nation. And we're really proud of the distribution, how we've grown that brand, but like, you're gonna have haters because they think that you're too broadly distributed. But it's like get those people out here and have them see what it is that we do. Like we don't just sit here and talk on the fucking podcast all day long. This is This is not work right now. Like there's like some real fucking work that goes into it, both in the vineyard, a ton of work. That's where it all starts, and then of course in the winery we got a whole damn crew, whole team that like everybody's dedicated, everybody loves it, everybody gets their hands dirty, nobody's above another person, and we all work together, and that's beautiful in itself. But I think at the end of the day, you just got to leave the haters in the rear view, right? You got to like look at them and you just kind of give them a little swift middle finger, and then you are off to the races doing your thing.
I also think it'd be like just better if you think you're gonna come on and say you're gonna talk shit, you're gonna be kind of like the Conor McGregor of wine or something like that. At least like tell me that you get in the ring. At least tell me that you go in and you throw punches and you fight. Yeah. You know, and you put it out on the table. So like for example, it's like if you're gonna come in there and be like, you know what, I've done this many years like winemaking, I make my own stuff. You know, I think these, and then okay. I mean, I still like. I'm not saying like it's right, but at least I could feel like you get in there and you know what it's like. Yeah, that you actually know what's Like what were you saying about? You said something. You made we were watching the video about Hayfork or whatever you said. Llewellyn. Oh yeah, so Llewellyn Ranch. So that's like right up off like Sulphur Springs, and so a lot of that fruit goes into Caymus. That's the funny part. So the like, wine that you were like showing is like we're talking about like the same. But Hayfork is like they make some good wines. I really like their wines, and they are family owned and operated, and they're like a small business, but mostly farming is what their business is, and then they got this little brand that they've been building slowly, over time. Maybe like 10 years or so was the first time I saw it, but like good wines. But I mean, honestly, like quality comparable, like to Caymus. Like they're not, one's not just like way superior over the other. Yeah. So, but yeah, I thought that was funny that he chose a wine that actually comes from the property that also makes Caymus. Which shows that, but that tells you immediately that he doesn't know a fucking thing. Yeah. He doesn't, And you've been having this whole thing about, so do you have advice for people like when we've kind of talked about this a little bit though too, so like that was whole answering, there was another like Stitch kind of video where, you had like this lady and she was just like saying, hey, you want to impress your woman, like these are the wines you should get or whatever. But when you're going around and you're buying wine in the store, do you have like any advice on when people are looking to buy wine, like what they're looking for? Or, I mean, they can basically just kind of like do their own research. Maybe they should watch I think that's Joe the winemaker on TikTok. Or... Well, the problem is like you're going to spend a lot of money if you just continue to, experiment, so to speak, right? So even if you're like, okay, $20, like that's all I'm going for is 20 and under, and I'd say like 15 to 20. Like you get below 15 and like the wines can be a little shoddy. So if you're like saying $20 is my budget for a bottle, I always recommend that people like find something they like. So say you fall in love with like a Grenache from Spain, or Garnacha, I guess is what they would call it in Spain. So Garnacha. So it sounds like I got really bad allergies. Garnacha. So say you find like a Garnacha you really like from Spain in a region, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna keep exploring throughout that region and this varietal and find some like baseline stuff, and then you might like find something neighboring that you think would work, and you try it out and you like that just as well or even better, and you just continue to kind of expand your world. But I mean, you may like try Burgundy, right? Like just say red Burgundy, which is Pinot Noir, and you might just be like, every wine of Burgundy I've had is garbage. It doesn't go with my palate. Yeah. Then just don't buy Burgundy anymore. Like you're going to find stuff that you like and stuff you don't like, but you got to experiment and try some new things. And I think it drives some travel too. Yes. Like if you think about wine, this is one of the cool things about wine, and I think it's more subconscious to people, but like you find a wine you like from whatever region, say like Mendoza down in Argentina, and you fall in love with like Mendoza Malbec. And then all of a sudden you're like, you know what, I'm going to go on a trip down there. The thing about wine is like it's generally grapes are grown in beautiful places. The climate is almost always like one of the better climates in the world. There's a ton of culture in all those areas, and it's like the culture of that region. Like, you go to Spain, you're going to see a lot of Spanish culture. You go to Argentina, you're going to see Argentinian culture. So that's the food, the music, the vibe in general. Yeah. And it's like it's like you went down there because you fell in love with the wines, but you end up having an amazing travel experience because you're surrounded by beauty and great culture and an amazing experience.
And you can do that with like literally any wine region in the world.
You actually bring up a good point. Like
wine travel
is like e-travel.
Yeah.
Because you're always going to be going to a nice, beautiful place.
Always going to a nice place. It might not be on a beach, but like, you know. But I can tell you, I can tell you the food's going to be fucking amazing always, and then you know you got good wine and beautiful scenery.
Yeah, and that's how you expand your knowledge. You know, I mean.
Well, that's what we all say to ourselves.
Oh.
You know, it's just an excuse to get classy drunk, right? Like that's.
It's education, bro.
Like, what are you gonna do? You're like, I'm gonna go to a hotel in Hawaii and just get blasted on the beach with Mai Tais all day long, or you could be like, oh, I'm going to the Rioja just to experience the culture.
Well, we have some. Wait, look at this. Bart brought up like some of the. What are some of the best wineries around the world? Do you think you're in here?
I don't know. Fuck you. Look what comes up. You got Twins Winehouse. I've never heard of that. Oh, Napa Valley. Napa Valley. All right. Yeah. So I mean, I do think that there's Honig. Good.
Oh, so yeah, Honig that's like in our hood. I mean, that's like Rutherford.
That's like right between where you and I grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like used to ride motorcycles through there.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we weren't like on their property or anything, but.
So I got one of my kids. He's like running around like motorcycle, anything with wheels, anything with a motor, or anything with gunpowder. Like those are the two things that drive him. He's 11 years old.
Yeah.
Almost 12, and but like he's hilarious. So like over the weekend, because we kind of live like in the country, like there's you know a couple roads that you got to cross, but like he takes out his Honda like motorcycle, and he's got a girlfriend. And so he goes out and he picks wildflowers.
Wait, which one is which? Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah.
He goes out and picks wildflowers, and it's for his girlfriend's birthday, and he rides his motorcycle to his girlfriend's house, which is like right behind Palladini Vineyard. So it's only like a maybe 3/4 of a mile from the house, but like you're going through vineyards and you got to cross one road, and like I just thought it was the cutest thing. I was like, dude, this is like great country boy life.
Wait.
And
did he take those notes from you though? Did you used to like?
No, he just asked me. He asked me last week. He's like,
"But you're all about the flowers, bro."
He's like, that's what I told him. I was like, dude, this is kind of my thing. Like, let me help you out. And he's like, no, I got it. So yeah, he went and like picked like a number of different wildflowers, and then I helped him like tie it up, and made it like natural, but like it was like a very natural looking bouquet. It was really pretty. I got a picture of it actually. I'll show you. But like just him rolling up to his girlfriend's house with a bouquet of flowers on a motorcycle, like I'm like, yeah, that's kind of like heartthrob material. I was like, dude, you better like cool your jets, because otherwise you're gonna get somebody pregnant, like
what,
as a teenager.
Bro.
What? You got to be honest, man. You got to teach him the right way. I don't want to be a granddad yet.
Yeah, no, dude, you don't.
But he's also working towards getting his pilot's license.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So tell me about. Okay, dude. Okay, you have a pilot, and he's 11 years old.
So, dude. Okay.
I mean, tell me.
First of all,
this
what is super cool about this? Because I didn't know this. You can
wait. Dude, hold on a second, dude. He's actually balling. He's 11. He's like going out picking wildflowers. He drops his girl's day. He's got a note. He's like, hey, maybe we'll go flying sometime.
How about you and me doing a little day trip to Tahoe? We sit by the lake. We have some Capri Suns.
You don't want to ride them tricycles, them bikes? Some kid coming up picking you up on a mongoose? Nah.
I'll take you on my motorcycle to my plane.
Because you're first class. Okay, but tell me.
He is living it. He is living it. But it's so you flying, as long as you have an instructor, you can like literally fly at any time. Like you could be 6 years old, 7 years old, and go up and actually start flying. So like first time he goes up, I was with him, and I was with there was an instructor with us, and so I'm sitting in the back seat, and it's like a small plane. It's a Cessna 172, and so a single prop, and they're like great planes because they're just like you fly low to the ground, and like you can see everything from a different perspective, and they're just super simple. So we get up in the air. This is the first time, his first lesson. Get up in the air, and the pilot's like, "You want to fly now?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Dude, this guy's 11. Like, you're just gonna let him start flying?" And And he's like, well, yeah. I mean, he's done like Flight Simulator and stuff, right? I was like, yeah, but
You're like, I have questions.
yeah. So Bish grabs the yoke and like he's being like super responsible.
He
It's not
grabs
like
the what?
they call it a yoke, like the steering wheel of a plane.
Oh my god! Now you're all like pilot terminology.
Dude, if there's a
like,
pilot listening to this, I don't want to
treat
be
me
an
like
idiot
that,
and be
though.
like, so they grabbed the double joystick. So
okay, so they grab the yoke.
the yoke.
Teach me. Okay, I want to be cool too.
So he
I wanna
grabs
be
the
like-
yoke, and so he's just listening to his instructor and flying. So like this last weekend, he goes on like they call it a cross-country trip. He's not going across the country, but it was like a 3-hour flight.
Yeah.
And he does like everything. He's taking off, he's taxiing, he's flying, like doing all the routes and all that stuff. And like at 11. So the thing is, you can't solo until you're 16. And then you can solo, you get your solo hours when you're 16, and then you can get your license at 17. So I'm like, dude, you can be 17 years old and like doing a day trip to Tahoe or whatever. Like it's going to take you 30 minutes to get up there. And like, what are you going to like pack your friends and shit? Like, and now I'm thinking like, this is not really a great idea. Like letting a teenager go with other teenagers, flying to wherever they want. Like the world is opened up. Like I thought, your rite of passage, getting a license to drive. Like, oh dude, I could drive to Napa like 30 minutes away and go get whatever food because we don't have like fast food here in St. Helena. But he's going to be like, I mean, he's doing 4-H now. So like, that's the thing is I'm like, dude, you're going to make $8,000 to $10,000 a pig. That's just kind of like in 4-H. It's insane the amount of money kids make now.
Oh yeah.
Per pig.
Dude.
Because it's all a tax write-off, right? And so businesses get out there, they support the kids. We've got a great community around us, but it's like you are injecting massive amounts of money into children, and you're like, well, what do you do? Like, well, you parse some of that off and use it for college. Like that's what I did when I was growing up.
I wish I could go back, man, because
I know
yeah.
I never saw any of that money from college.
Well, yeah, I mean, 4-H like put me through college, but I wish I would have just been like, no, I'll just get a house.
Yeah. So.
Because the degree is like great, right?
Yeah, it's really it gets you far.
It hangs in your apartment.
So
that could have been a house.
so I'm like, Bishop, you got like 6 years of doing 4-H or FFA, and if you save up enough money, like you can buy a plane for like $30,000 to $40,000.
Yeah, $40,000 for a plane.
for a single prop, like used, a little bit older, that sort of thing. But like,
dude, that's crazy.
Still, that's like the price of like a nice car.
But so we talked about 30,000 to 40,000. It's the fuel though, isn't it? Like the fuel.
Yeah, but they're pretty efficient. Like these small planes are pretty efficient. Like you're not. I mean,
guess
you
it's not
get
jet
into
fuel.
like jet fuel.
Yeah,
and that,
jet fuel's
then,
like when
then you're buying
that's-
like I think they measure it by pounds too. It's not like I need 1,000 gallons. It's like give me like 3,000 pounds of fuel.
Okay.
Like yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's because the weight matters.
True.
So they're like, well, my payload is this. I got this many people that weigh this much and this many baggage.
So wait, when
articles,
he's
whatever.
like 16, then he'll probably be like buying a plane instead of a car.
I don't know,
dude.
We'll see.
Like he's being set up to be a true baller, bro. He's gonna be selling those animals.
Yeah.
He's gonna have like suitcase full of money. He gonna get on his plane.
It's like, why didn't we live this life? What the hell? Jesus.
Like, you never listened to me, Dad. I'm going to New York. Like when he runs off, he just like flies away.
Takes off. He's like,
holy shit.
He's like, man, I need to relax and go to the desert. Yeah. Where? Phoenix, Dad. I'm going to Phoenix, Arizona. Just for the night. Need to meditate. Yeah, anyway, so pretty cool, but like, yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. And it's, I mean, hey, that's like cool that you're supporting that. And I mean, you jumped in the plane and he's like flying it. I mean,
I just wanted to do like that first test with him, like to see if like he liked it. He absolutely loved it. And then he's been going to lessons like ever since. But it's like, I mean, it takes time. Like he's a busy kid. He's got 4-H. He's flying. He's doing like tennis, golf, baseball. So like it's busy for him. But like I think when kids are busy, like they just get up in the morning, you start doing shit, and then your day is done and you go to sleep. Like that's if they're sitting around. I swear if he sits around, like any of the kids really have done this. If they're sitting down for like 5 minutes at like this age, like this 10 to 12, 13 age range, they like come to me and they're like, Dad, what can we do? And I'm like, kind of like, you know, back in my mind, I'm like, I'm not a monkey. Like, am I here for your entertainment? I feel like the Goodfellas. Like, do I look like a fucking clown? I'm like, dude, I don't know. Go get on his skateboard. Like,
but you do put up like you put together like some fun activities.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
We do a shit ton. I think it's way more than most.
But your
like
activities are a little different. You're like, what? What do you want to do? Okay, you want to go fly your plane, or do you want to shoot some guns? I got a lot of guns. People like to see that. Yeah, that's safe.
Yep. Those are some of the things. Yeah. Well, yeah.
But that's like country. I mean, also like the country stuff. You know what I mean? Like
well,
going
like
out into the woods
and you got to
stuff
control.
like that.
I know somebody's gonna get mad at me because I shoot bunnies, right?
I know.
Like,
What?
Cute little bunny jackrabbits.
Can you bleep that, Chad?
Yeah.
He shoots.
I don't know.
Bunnies. Rabbits.
They're rodents.
Maybe rabbits.
What they
rodents. Okay, you shoot rodents.
They're rodents.
That's what we should. Yeah.
When
you say bunnies, it's like too cute.
I know, but that's what Rachel says. She's like, "You shoot the bunnies." I'm like, they are slaughtering our baby vines. I'm looking out for my baby vines.
But you know, there was earlier we talked about this, and I was just like, look, you shoot the rabbits, you shoot the bunnies, but you eat the food, and then you like broke it to me that like you don't eat them anymore.
You can't eat them anymore
because they're diseased.
They all have boils. I don't know what it's from, but like I got a feeling it's from like chemicals and shit over the years.
Like,
and it is sad to see
around here.
Yeah, like I mean, when I was a kid, you could actually eat the rabbits.
Well, that's what I remember. That's why I thought.
Yeah.
Like we grew up.
And then at I don't know, roughly like 10, 11 years old, whatever. When I skinned a few rabbits after I'd killed them.
Yeah.
And my dad would come check them out, and they would have like these like giant tumors, like this big. And like some of them had one, some of them had like 10 just all over their bodies. So you'd skin them, and then you're like, I don't like. My dad's like, we shouldn't eat this. Like I don't know what it is. They're called boils, and.
Well, do you still skin them? Maybe do you use the fur?
Yeah, I make hats.
Is it
rabbit hats in the meantime, and lucky rabbit feet.
Is it? Do you? Wait, is it fur or hair?
It's fur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a
They
test.
should.
You passed.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, just one more thing about the bunnies, though.
Yeah.
Can you stop? Can you stop doing it?
I don't even do it. The kids do it now. It's not me. It's not me. I do provide the guns and ammo, but I don't kill the bunnies. I just blame my children.
I don't do it. It's my kids killing the bunnies. But they don't. All right, man. You got a kid that's. One more thing about the pilot thing, though. This is what I think that you're doing is that. So I thought we're being a parents, right? You look to like your kids to finally grow up after you've just raised them. You put all your time and energy and life force into having them live the best life that they can, that they will soon be able to take care of you. So a lot, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's
it.
You have 6. So
I know. Yeah.
you're like
somebody hopefully will like wipe my ass for me. I don't know.
You're hoping you like really, you went all in. You're like the chances are good, but like a lot of them are thinking, oh, they can drive you around. They could become your taxis, right? And you're getting at an age where they're getting cars and stuff. But I'm thinking now you got a kid as a pilot. So you're like maybe looking at him also being like your Uber flight.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I got a business trip. Can you fly me to whatever? Yeah.
Is that probably going to be? Is that your plan?
That'd be cool. I wouldn't mind that at all.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got to get into? Horrible bosses now.
We do.
We do.
It's time. Horrible bosses.
Horrible.bosses@coppercane.com.
Please send us your stories of horrible bosses. So we can blast them. It's all anonymous.
Yes.
Yep. You get the deal. But please send us your stories.
All right. This is a long one. Anyways, yeah. As Chris said, it's anonymous. We just like to critique people for being bad bosses, and really learn from your bad experience on what not to do as a boss.
Yeah.
And then share that with the world.
We get insight.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. I used to work for a crazy, horrible boss in sales. He was the type of guy who would have weekly meetings with energy drinks and push everyone to drink them. At first, I didn't mind it, but as time went on, I started to feel like they were having a negative impact on my body. Yeah, I don't touch that stuff anymore.
Yeah, that shit will kill you.
Seriously.
Dude, it's fucking work.
Do you still drink Red Bull?
No, dude, I had to give it up.
I swear the last time I drank Red Bull, I felt like the next day I was coming down off cocaine. It was like...
Well, it was a quick story, but I went to Vegas one time and I drank like 15 Red Bulls in one night. No joke. Just Red Bulls. And I blacked out. Okay? This is just
no
Red Bull.
alcohol.
No alcohol.
Okay.
It was just Red Bull. I blacked out. Like, I think I lost like 3 hours and it was like 5 a.m. And all of a sudden, like, I woke up and I was at a slot machine just like fucking pushing that button.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's
I won
wild.
$500. It was pretty cool. I don't remember it, though.
And then you celebrated with Red Bull. All right. So one day during a meeting, I decided to deny the drink he offered me. I explained that I was experiencing bad anxiety and I didn't want to exacerbate it with caffeine. He shamed me in front of everyone, saying that my low energy levels were why I was going to get let go. That's a dick.
Just in front of everyone.
That is bold. Okay. I didn't take it personally at first, but 2 weeks later, I was fired. God. They just...
Ride the bull!
Yeah.
Sorry.
You won't comply with my desire to drink energy drinks, so you were bringing everybody down, you're fired. I was devastated, but I knew I couldn't work in that kind of environment anymore. I thought it was the end of my career, but it was only the beginning. About a month later, I received a call from a different department at the company. They had heard about my work and wanted to offer me a job in their team. Not only was the pay better, but the team was supportive and encouraging. I heard through the grapevine that my old boss had been fired for drug use, meth, and cocaine. I couldn't help but feel a sense of satisfaction. Karma had caught up to him. The funniest thing was when I received a friend request from him on Instagram. I couldn't believe it. After everything he put me through, he had the audacity to try and connect with me on social media. I denied the request, but I later heard from friends that he was looking for money. I couldn't help but laugh. It was like he never learned his lesson. But for me, it was a reminder that sometimes the people who try to bring you down will only end up failing themselves. That's a good one. That is... sociopath comes to mind.
Yeah.
Those are not normal behaviors. First of all, get yourself some help and get off the meth and the coke. That's not that. And then, what is your love affair with energy drinks? I mean, it's like I can't do coke at work, so I'm gonna do Red Bull, and then when I get home, I'll do coke.
Yeah, he's just like, I don't know. Like maybe the coke and that was like him trying to get off the energy drinks.
Yeah.
Maybe he was trying to tone it.
That was his way of weaning. Yeah. I don't think so, Chris. He's drinking Red Bull all day doing booty bumps at night.
Could you believe like just being there in front of like everybody? It's just so awkward about him trying to push it. And you're like, no, I can't. I'm sorry. Like, it's just not with my body. It's not really working well. He's just like, what?
You are bringing this team down. You are ruining the vibe. We had a good thing going, and you and your lack of desire to drink my energy drinks.
Look at Brad. Brad's on his third. Brad's pumped. Brad? He's like,
that's an overperformer.
That's what we want.
Matter of fact, Brad, you're getting a bonus right now. Yeah, that's shitty. The berating people or like talking shit to people in front of coworkers, that's like, that's a big one. I hate when I see people do that. It makes it uncomfortable for everyone, and it's just like a power play, and it's just a guilt trip, and it's like the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like, if you really have first of all, there wasn't a problem here. They just said no to like liquid cocaine. So like, good for you for saying no. But like, if you really have an issue and you're like, I actually think the issue would be more like, we're all drinking too many energy drinks. I need to talk to you all individually. And then, like bring them in the office and then tell them. You don't be like, in front of everybody talk shit. So anyways, thank you for sharing that story. That was a good one.
Yeah, all right. Well, hey, that's it for this episode.
That's it. Until next time.
We will see you soon.
Dude, I didn't even pour any wine. I got to pour some wine.
I was going to ask you about it. Okay, fucking do it now then.
Oh, we're going with Rosé?
I got 3. You blend it?
All right.
Peace!